Hi everyone, we're live for our Dream Team show, except for we're a bit short on some of the team. As you can see, Zan's away at the moment. So she'll be back next week. So she's just not available to come in. So we've got our trusty Jasper, of course, with us and our beautiful tarot cards. And it's amazing. I've already had people send in some fantastic dreams and some really good feedback, which is always fun to get feedback on what we've been saying for people and if it's resonated and if anything in their actual world has changed. So that's great. I've got a few of them already written in. So I'm just going to pop down and just see who's here. Oh, hi, we've got Christine on. Hi, Christine, Cat, Truggle Rice. Yay, nice to see you guys. What I'll do today is I'll keep sort of dropping down to see if there's any comments, and I'll come into the live dreams as well, so you guys get yours done as well. So thanks for being here. So let's get started. Now, the first one I've popped up. Hi, Maree. She's here as well, all the way from Norway. I think it's Norway. All right. So our first dream is from our beautiful Nick. I'm going to read it out to you, and then we're going to have a look at this. So it was shower time, but she was returning from a bus tour, stopped at a last major town. Rather than wine and dine, I went in search of a shower, found a corridor which led to an empty hospital ward theatre. A nurse gave me directions to an auditorium, and at roof height along the side were fold-down baths like a wooden shoe shine booth. No room left next to two friends, but spotted normal showers near the entrance. Sorry, I haven't been shown these. Um, we kept switching out because a friend was showering to keep the water hot. There was a wooden entry doors kept swinging open, and Korean men were peering in as they walked by. What else? And there was a key card that was already open, which was really interesting as well. He assisted in closing the door, then disappeared as it formed a giant movable Tetris puzzle. Don't you just love these crazy dreams? So thank you, Nick. And if we look at this dream, and guys, I think it's a really good idea maybe to even jot down some of these little symbols or archetypes that resonate for you. Because a bus, that's a general archetype for people, and it's really a huge potential within yourself. So the fact you're on a bus and the fact you were actually traveling because it was a sort of a tour that you were doing. I've already looked some of this up for you as well and tuned into it, Nick. So traveling is moving towards more growth and understanding. So it's interesting, you're on a bus with this huge potential, you're actually traveling to find it. And then you went to a hospital. Now, hospital is all about, it's a healing center. This can be on an emotional level, physical level, mental level, wherever it is that is needed. You went past a theatre. So theatre is all about surgery, fixing things up, cutting things out, whatever it is you need. Um, and then you said you had those fold down baths. Now, isn't this interesting? Because a bath or a shower is actually washing away and cleaning up your act. The fact that you didn't go and eat because you said there was food, rather than wine and dine, you went and had a shower. So wining and dining is about rejuvenating, replenishing, giving ourselves energy. But it's almost like you knew you had to do a cleansing first before you did that. So on some level, your higher self or your subconscious is saying to you, just need to do a little bit of cleaning up here, which is fantastic that you're getting these messages. Okay. And then we had what happened next? Oh, yeah. So you're trying to keep the water hot. Now, water, what's water? You guys know this one by now. It's emotions. So hot water means that maybe you're in a little bit of hot water. And the fact there was a friend there, what does that friend represent for you? What attributes or aspects of that friend do you see within yourself? Because keeping that hot water going, it's almost like you maybe stayed in a situation or thinking or perspective around a situation a little bit too long. And the fact that a Korean male friend peered in, that's a little bit maybe unusual because we live in Australia. So yeah, so just but the fact then that another male friend closed the door. So it's almost like I would tap into your masculine and the masculine aspect of you and just see if there's anything through a meditation that you need to do to clear this a little bit more for you. And it might have been a while ago you had this and it could have already cleared. But that's what I'd be doing. Now, if we get down to the fact that you talk about a Tetris puzzle, What's life? Life's a puzzle. So it's how you look at life. Was there a puzzle going on that you hadn't quite like worked out? So it sounds to me like this was like a series of events showing you what was playing out in your life. So I'm going to pull some cards for you as well. Before we do that, I'm just going to pop down and just see. Oh, Nevada. Marie's from Nevada. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to pull some cards for you. So let's just have a little look and see if what we're talking about is sort of on the money for you. And I know you're really good with dreams, Nick. So it's just so good you share them so people can learn a little bit more about what things mean. Oh, that one's flipped over. First one over. We've got our Four of Pentacles. Now, what to me the Four of Pentacles means is often it takes a long time sometimes to set up a solid foundation. So the more work we do, the more solid our foundation gets. So that dream to me is saying that you're doing steps to actually have this really solid foundation for yourself, which is fantastic. Yeah, four to me is great. It's a balance. It's more than the two. It's more solid than the two. That's in your reality. So I'm just going to pull another one for you. Oh my goodness, Ace of Wands. We've got a big yes there, and especially on the action to take is just to do a meditation, pop in, check in to see what aspect of you could look at it from a different perspective and ask your masculine to come through and just see if there's a message for you from your masculine side. So there you go. You've got some confirmation, which is awesome. All right. So let me just jump down here. Okay. And what I've done as well is I've popped in, like I said, some comments and some movies. Now, you guys know Zan was talking about the 13th floor. I was meant to watch it and I looked up for it and I couldn't find it. So I'll do it again and actually watch it. But there was some more here that Dave has put up. So our friend Creepy Dave, he said The Dark City and the Mothman Prophecies. If any of you have watched that, let me know. I remember the Mothman Prophecies. It was one of those movies that really stuck in my head because of the twists and the angles and where it actually came out to, which you probably wasn't expecting. So that one actually stuck in my mind, but I haven't watched Dark City yet. So there's a couple of movie recommendations by Dave. So if you've got any great movie recommendations that maybe talk about, higher self, deep subconscious, dreams, anything like that, you can throw them up there. So, all right. Oh, Kippo's here. Hello, lovely to see you. Okay. All right, so let's have a little look at this one. Oh, and Nick's feedback about herself is that she's had the same dream with someone at the same time. Has anyone else had that happen? I've had that in the same week, but not on the same night or anything, but definitely in the same week and hadn't talked about it. And someone had had a really similar dream to me. So sometimes they can be prophetic dreams as well, or we're just tapping in. We're all connected. So we're just simply tapping in to the etheric and getting messages. So it doesn't always have to be from our subconscious or our higher self. So that's really interesting. So, and Creepy Dave gave us a comment from a dream interpretation. I don't know if this was the one about the curtains and the bed and everything that he was talking about. But he said, yes, there's changes coming. Zan said there was changes coming into his life. And he said, I'm having a job interview in a month that I've been waiting for a year to get into this area. So then the bigger changes will come after that. So that's awesome. So good luck with that, Dave. You might have already had it by now, but I don't think so. So it's great. So I love this feedback. I really love it. And it just keeps reminding us how important our dreams are to be interpreting. And the more we interpret, the more attention we put on them. What's going to happen? We're going to have clearer dreams, remember them more. So now Kibbo gave us some feedback as well. So I remember this dream that Kibbo had. It was a two-cyclist accident in North Korea. And she said 2 hours after watching that dream decode, she had an opportunity came from source to start breaking the foundation of the issues that we talked about at a visible level, and she's more at peace, which is fantastic because you trusted. and you trusted yourself, and you trusted the crazy message that you could have just gone, that's just a crazy dream, but it wasn't. So this is just fantastic. So she's much more at peace now. Teresa, oh, I think we might have talked about this, but Teresa asked about a cat that she'd been feeding that was a stray because she's a big animal lover, and it had disappeared. It hadn't been around, so she was really worried. But I think I might have read this on the other show with Elisa, but I remember even I quickly read it because I don't usually read a lot of stuff on there when I'm channeling with Elisa. But that caught my attention, and I read it, and straight away I tuned in through my higher self to the kitty, and the kitten had had a big scare, and it was just like hiding out and not ready to come out again yet. And then Teresa said that the stray cat came back, and that's what I thought would happen, that they would had had a scare, but it would be back. So that's really beautiful news. So okay, um, so all right, where are we up to now? Let's have a look at this one. Oh, and Niobe said it was almost lucid dreaming. I don't know if you remember the show that Deb was on. Now, Deb's our beautiful color therapist. She's worked with dreams as well for like 30 years, incredibly intuitive. And she was talking about having a talisman or a token in your dream to help you to know that you're lucid dreaming. So you can actually either take something to sleep with you, like a pen, a little bit like then we were talking about that movie. Is my brain going to come up with it? The movie where they went through all the deep levels of sleep. I'll think of it in a minute. And anyway, Niobe said that she actually set up the token or a talisman by tapping her wrist 4 times. And she said she knew she was doing it, but she woke up. So that is actually lucid dreaming because you're consciously aware of what's going on in your dream. So, and as Deb said, you could do it by just taking your favorite crystal to bed with you, or you can just, you could hold a finger, you could, whatever it is that works for you, and see if you actually can have that happen within your dream. And that's definitely a really big step towards lucid dreaming. So well done, Niobe. And Elizabeth gave us some feedback. She asked her small crystal to ask Jazzy for help, and she felt like it really worked. So, Jazzy, I'm going to bring you up, my love, because you've been chatting, haven't you? Yes, he has. So Jasper just loves people, and he always says to me, people are really welcome to tap in. So what for me it does with Jasper, because he's a rutilated quartz, he can go deep into the cosmos. So for me, it just acts like a magnifying glass for my intuition, for my visions, for my wisdom. So it's still connecting through to my higher self, but Jasper's like this amazing magnifying glass. So if you need a bit of clarity or whatever, just know though it's all within us. Sometimes though in life, we just need a microscope to go in a little bit closer and see what's going on a bit clearer. We all have this ability. We all have this gift. So really trust yourself and trust your intuition. But you can always just tune in and say hello to our beautiful Jasper anytime you want. Actually, he's got something to say. Okay, all right. So I'm going to tune in now and just see what it is that Jasper wants to say to us all. Okay. Wow, he's saying to me, before you go to sleep, just imagine like a beautiful light going up through your crown chakra, and then allow it to open up to wherever it needs to go. Thanks, Jasper. He actually just showed that to me and then showed me this whole open area. It looks like the cosmos, but just so go up, picture or feel or sense a white tunnel light, and then just go up into that as you're going to sleep. Tell me if you do that, what happens. I'm going to try that tonight. Thank you. I'm intrigued now. He's not letting me know what it does. I feel it's going to maybe take us into a greater arena, a play field. So let's just see. Try that one out, guys. Okay. So let me just see. Okay, where are we up to? All right. Oh, and Nick Free also commented when my friend Trace was on, who's an expert in the Ayurvedic field. So she talked about our doshas and the 3 main types of doshas. So there's Vata, which is usually very light, sort of airy type people. There's Pitta, which is much more muscle, a bit more active, fiery. And then there's your Kapha, which is usually really relaxed, often a bigger build, often very grounded. And so Nick said that she found her dosha was definitely Vata. She said, I was doing like 4 things at once and I had to listen to it twice because I was doing so much. But it really helped her to understand how she works. And she's been taking action on the sleeping and eating hours that affect the nighttime. And remember, our dream time is usually during that Vata period. Trace was saying, I think it was between 3 and 5. But try and eat before 6 p.m. at night so that your food's digested, and be in bed, hopefully asleep before 10. I have my nighttime alarm set for 9 o'clock to remind me, Maree, start getting ready for bed, because otherwise I can get caught up in reading or doing whatever I'm doing. So they're just a few good little points so that you get the most out of your sleep and you get the most out of your dreams. And you can set your intentions then for what you want when you are dreaming or asleep or whatever. So that was really nice feedback. So okay, let's have a look and see. Now, guys, if you've got dreams, pop them in, or if you've had any synchronistic things happening. I don't know about you guys, but man, this frequency coming in has been pretty wild. Um, yeah, so if and I the synchronicities are just out of this world. And I've really noticed, even with me, my telepathic ability has just gone stupid. Like, I just know what's going on. It's crazy. So just let me know if you've had any synchronicities, anything that's been happening in life that's quite fast or different, or you've just noticed things. So pop them in because it's really nice to share. It sort of helps us to feel like we're not crazy, we're not alone. Um, and I mean, it's really nice for me because I have a lot of friends and they say things like that. I go, oh my God, that actually happened to me too. So put them in because it's really nice to share these things. So, and like I said, if you've got dreams, put them in. So now we have got a dream from Niobe Rose. Thank you for sending this in. So recently she had a dream. She was outside walking somewhere on a mission. I passed a yard and saw a lady tending to her garden. There was a water basin with blue water lilies. I was surprised to see what the Egyptians referred to as the blue lotus. I went over to admire and smell them. They had a light blue electric colour, and that was different than the violet colour that we have nowadays. I felt as though these were special and were the true blue lotus. Then I went on my way, and that was the end of the dream. But, a dream like that, though, can be so powerful. Um, so if you're just walking around on a mission that you'd set for yourself, but you pass by a garden. So let's just have a look up garden, Niobe, and see what it says in our fabulous book. You know this one, Betty Bethard's The Dream Book. Best one I've found. Really simple. She channeled it all. I love it. Okay, let's have a look at garden. G. Okay. So this is where I miss my Zan. She would have had this looked up and done, over and done with. Garden. Okay, so the garden is fruits of your own labour, results of your work in growing and learning. A garden needs tending, watering, nurturing. There's a lot of weeds, indicates you're not on top of things, um, but it's a healthy way to still the mind, rebuild and recharge. So the fact that there was a lady doing it, I would say that's an aspect of you. And the fact that it's actually, I don't know if she was older or not. I don't think you're on today, Niobe, but um, if she was older, I'm actually getting a sense that this could have been another lifetime for you, that it could have been a lifetime where you've experienced maybe even being in Egypt and really having a connection into these lotus flowers. So the garden there. Now, a water basin, emotions. So a water basin is usually fairly, it's not rough, it's sort of smooth. So to me, that feels like it would be a fairly safe environment emotionally for you. And I mean, blue is related to where? The throat chakra. Okay. However, lapis lazuli, which is also blue, is often correlated with the third eye chakra as well. And I know in Egyptian times they used to wear them in their breastplates, and the high priestesses would work with them. So blue to me, the third eye and the throat chakra are often related because if we're channeling or seeing, we need to be able to express that as well. So to me, they correlate. So the throat is actually the blue, the indigo is the third eye, the purple is third eye. So, which is really interesting. So let's just keep going and have a look. I'm going to look up blue though under color in here to see if we can get a different perspective of that. But that's what I would put it to. Spirituality. There you go. That's what blue relates to in here. So, so I was surprised to see what the Egyptians referred to as the blue lotus. I went over to admire. Okay, so and smell them. So you're taking in all the senses and the energy of it. And a light blue electric color, which is really interesting. I'm okay. What I'm getting for you intuitively, there's actually an energy in the fact that you went over to admire and smell them. There's an energy coming through for you. That's why I'm feeling it's a light blue electric color. It's different from the violet color that we have nowadays, which is really fascinating. I feel this color was for you. I think this was actually pertaining to you. So let's just have a little look at if there's I don't think there's light blue in here, but I am feeling that there's an energy in that that's particular to you. So I'm going to pull some cards for you on this one. So guys, if you are having dreams with colors in them, try and remember those colors because they can be really helpful. They can tell us what's going on within our chakra fields, within that aspect of our body, um, or they can tell us. Sometimes it's we might need to wear that color to help to boost our energy field around what's related to that chakra. So I'm going to see if what I'm getting for you, Niobe, is the fact that this light electric blue was actually an activation or something for you. Let's just have a look and see. Okay. Uh-huh. We've got a 10 of we've got a 10 of cups on that one. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's a family. Sometimes it can mean, oh, it's not quite, I'm not quite sure about something, but no. With this one, what I'm feeling for you, and look at the blue in the background. There's a lot of blue in there. So the 10 of cups to me is emotionally fulfilled. We just got absolute confirmation, Ace of Pentacles. So that was for you particularly. And I feel it was linked to a lifetime you've had in Egypt. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I can say to you on that one. It just makes sense to me. It feels right to me. So yeah, and it was such a simple dream, but sometimes that's all we need to be linked back into the energy of that time. I would do a meditation with this and I would actually just sit, get yourself into a beautiful calm space, connect into your heart, ask your higher self to come through. And I'd ask your soul to come through and just see if it can show you anything or give you any more understanding about what this blue lotus was meant, what it meant for you in that lifetime and how you worked with it. So, I love the fact that you then put up a question. So you just said, not long before, I was searching for the Blue Lotus tea online. It's so funny. I only heard about this Blue Lotus about 6 months ago. I've had a couple of friends going to markets trying to find it as well. So there's something definitely coming in with the energy of it. So I think this was a possible trigger for this dream, but it made me wonder. Now, why would you have even been intrigued in the first place? Why would you have come across it or found it? There's something in you, in your field, energy field, that's drawing that to you. It's like it's time for something to be activated. Why did the Egyptians always refer and draw this lily blue and not violet as it is now? Did this variety go extinct and what does it truly represent? Why did the Egyptians revere them so? I hope you, Jasper, and the cards can share some insight on this. Yeah, so, and I actually looked up as well because I thought I need to know. Look, I knew that they were actually good for activating the third eye. They can be psychotropic a little bit, but I looked up to see pictures of them, and apparently it depends on how old they are. The deep blue ones are usually the newer ones, and then they start to fade down through the violet through into a pink. So it's actually the age. So depending, I would say that depending on when they are, is maybe how potent they are. And they grew on the Nile. So this is why the Egyptians revered them. And apparently they used to put them in with alcohol and they would have festivities with them. So I'm going to tune in to see if that's true. I'm going to use some kinesiology here. All right, so just tuning in. Yep. So did the Egyptians use this as a way of enhancing their clairvoyance, their connection into the divine? I'm getting a really strong yes. Were they seen as a sacred flower? Yes, it was. It was seen as very sacred. And it's interesting because I think in the US, I don't know if it's actually legal. I just in Australia it is, but I don't know about there. So no, I don't think it is, which is crazy. I mean, but then again, why would they stop something that might be really helpful for us to be more connected into our divine, beautiful creator and who we truly are? Okay, so I'm just going to check in for another question, and they were easy to get for them as well. I'm just getting a bit of a download here with the Egyptians and how they worked with them. Yeah, and they were used for more sacred ceremonies actually is what I'm getting. So to be connected and to whatever it was that they wanted to do and to work out and to understand. So they were very revered. So I hope that helps. So with the variety, I still think that light blue electric was for you. That's yours. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm getting is right for you. So it's beautiful. Okay, let's have a look. There's a few new comments. I'll just tuck into these. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got some synchronicities going on. Oh, Angela is on. Oh, hello. How are you? Oh, and so squid is so. I don't know how to say that one. Welcome. Anyone that's new, welcome, welcome. If you've got a dream that you want to have decoded, or you've had some amazing synchronicities, or whatever going on in your life, throw them in the comments. And it's so nice to actually be able to share them with everyone, so we don't all feel like we're a bit crazy. It's actually happening to a lot of people. So Marie's popped a comment up. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so many 11, 11, 10, 10, 12, 14, which is your birthday. Four fives, triple five, triple three, double three. I know. Triple nine, triple four, double triple two. I know. I notice number plates, and it's just crazy. Like sometimes there'll be 1, 2, 3 on one number plate. Then there'll be triple seven, triple eight, triple nine. It's just, and I saw 4 zeros one day, and it's just crazy. So I know it's just happening constantly, and I really feel it's like we see the matrix. It's like we can see what we're living in. And it's like, to me, the numbers are just showing us, yep, we're in a matrix. I know where we are. I'm on track. This is good. Triple seven's a great one to me. That means that I'm absolutely on track. Everything's in balance and not to worry. The triple double one, double one, I started seeing that when I was like 21. I'd notice I had one of those first electronic clocks and I went, why is it always 11:11 when I go to bed? What is that? Because I never ever planned my bedtime. I did shift work, 11:11. And it wasn't until years later I realized that was a wake up. That's an activating call. It's like a doorway for star seeds to wake up. So I was already getting these activations. We probably all were when we were younger. So, and the triple four, oh my goodness, my friend told me about the triple four club. I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "It gets to a point where people start noticing triple fours or lots of fours." And this was years ago, probably close to 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And then I went, "Oh, wow, okay, I'll keep an eye out for that." The next day I went down to get in my car. Guess what the odometer on it was? Double four, triple four. I was going, "Oh my gosh, now I know what she means." So, yeah, it's really interesting with these synchronicities. So I love it that you've actually noticed that. So, yeah, so Sosquit, I'm gonna say it like that, Sosquit, I hope I'm saying it right. I was told to drink it, the Blue Lotus, yes, and a lot of people now are brewing it as a tea, and they say depending on how much you put in, I think I read somewhere 5 grams into, like, 250 mils of water, but make it like a tea and just sip it and just go into a meditative state. Apparently, it's very good for anxiety, and it helps with dreams. So there you go. So that's something else that we could use if you're having problems with your dreams as well. So yeah, so Angel Laurie's agreeing. Yes, the 11, 11. It's just like when I don't see it as often now, which is really interesting because I know, but when I do see it, there's my activation, there's my doorway, you're going through something. And 555 is your angel number, Angel Laurie. That's beautiful. And this is the thing, we can all have our own, you can have your own intention with numbers. And then, of course, what happens is the universe plays your game with you. So you can put whatever you want on your numbers. It's so weird. For some weird reason, I came up with 76. I was going, why am I seeing 76s everywhere? And when I see it, I know that everything's okay. I'm all good. Um, And I sort of started to look at it from a different perspective, and I added it up and I went, that's 13. That's Asclepius, that's feminine number, that's healing, it's a really lucky number. So, and I hadn't looked at it from that way before. So yeah. So there you go. So where are we up to now? Okay, so what's tribal seen? Let's have a look. I've seen roses, mauve coloured skies in my dreams and travels. Was this travelling to another realm? Okay, let's have a little look into that, tribal. Rice, mauve coloured skies. Oh my God. I'm just seeing them. They're just beautiful. Yeah, I'm getting yes. Yes, you're in another realm. Definitely. I'm going to pull some cards for you on that. I'm feeling the energy of it. It feels different to hear. And this is the beauty of being able to remember dreams because we do. We travel interdimensionally. We go into realms. We go into whole different places. So, and sometimes it's to learn, sometimes it's to teach, and sometimes it's just to have an experience or to get a message. So let's have a little look and see. Love that. Yeah, King of Swords. He is the master of truth, of telling a story. Yes. I would say as well that you may be going there, as I said about teaching, to impart some wisdom or to tell a story. Yeah, the chariot. Oh my God, you're really getting confirmation. So the chariot to me is when you're balanced and then you're moving forward. So and it's also spiritual. So that's pretty cool. That's really cool, actually. Oh, I'm a magician. You got them all, honey. Yep, that magician card. So you've got all your tools of trade, everything you need to make the magic happen. Okay, so and just remember though, our whole life is just an illusion. So yeah, who knows if when we're dreaming, we're actually in our true state. I don't know. That's awesome. Oh my God, and Tribal just said that. That is so amazing. It felt real and not like a dream. And what was I just saying? How do we know that this is the dream and that's our real way of being? I love it. I love it when this stuff happens. So yeah, and Angel Laurie has said that the Blue Lotus tea opens the third eye. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So okay, so Maree has just mentioned sometimes walking or sitting down, odd feeling like dizzy head spinning, but like I left and came back. Happened today when I was out. Luckily, I was sitting. I'm fine, not sick. Yeah. So Maree, um, what I would say to that is I went through probably about a year of feeling really dizzy. I felt like I was on drugs, which I didn't really know what it felt like to do that, but I was going, this is what it must feel like. And what I was getting told was that I was bringing in a lot more light. My light body was being activated, and just to ground myself. And you are leaving and coming back because what you're doing is you're traveling through into different realms. If you feel a little bit nauseated as well, that's definitely traveling. It's like a travel motion sickness. So, but just make sure you're grounding. What I found helped was just I do two silver lines from under my feet to about 6 inches below where my feet are into my Earth Star chakra. And if you do that and just hold it there, hold that energy there, breathe and focus and bring it in, that's going to help to bring through this frequency that you're actually having a download of. And also to white light. I mean, guys, I say this all the time, right? Bring up white light from that crystalline energy of the earth. Bring it up through your whole body, through your whole aura, just like you're doing a beautiful white light bath on yourself, and allow that to run because that's going to help to release any of the dross or any of the stuff that you're actually releasing. Because we're doing big clean outs on DNA level, energetic level, physical level. The more you do that, the more that's going to help you, Maree, to actually bring through this frequency. I'll just tune in and see if there's anything else that's coming up for you as well to do. Breathing. How's your breathing? Because I'm getting told that you need to really do some deep belly breathing, like drop your shoulders, drop right into your body. Okay, and that breathing will help remind you as well to stay grounded, like to be connected in to the grid lines of the earth, basically. But you're going through a transition. I call them light body symptoms. So, magnesium, let me just tune in to see. I don't know if you take magnesium, but that really helps when we're going through this sort of transition. So I use it. I love my magnesium spray. I've got a friend that makes it, and he makes it so it gets right into the tissues and gets absorbed. But you can just take some really good powder form of magnesium if you're not on anything. And I just know that really helps. It's always helped me when I run a lot of energy as well. So yeah, so you'll be fine. It's a light body symptom. Okay. Um, okay, so going back to the tea, yes, you can make blue lotus as a tea or mix it into a red wine. It's funny, I was thinking that before. I was going, oh, that would be nice in a red wine. So I might have to. Apparently, we've got a market here that they're there occasionally. So you just got to luck. It's just pure luck if you can get to the market the day they're there to actually get the blue lotus tea. So I think I'm going to have to try this. It's been coming up a little bit. So okay. Oh, yes, Angel Laurie. I emerged a dream. It was a doozy. Humanity was overtaken by overlords, and we rebels had secret meetings. And one meeting location had people willingly going down an ancient hole. Oh, okay. I haven't got this. I don't think I've done one of your other ones. Let me just talk through this. Stadium chairs, some people happily went, yes, down the hole, but I had questions and decided, no way, Jose, and left that location to find another rebel meeting. But I had to go to the bathroom and sat on a bucket. Yeah, oh my God. I went, okay, I'm so glad you put this up. I put all the other stuff in, um, and I think I forgot to copy and paste and put this one in. So, what to do? But then a huge ball appeared. It was the Overlord's weapon to find rebels, and I woke up thinking, "Oh man, I'm going to get captured on the crapper." That is so funny. Sorry, I just snorted. Okay, so I have got your other one at the top as well, Angel Laurie. That I think, yeah, that I want to do. Yeah, so humanity was overtaken by overlords. Well, let's have a little look at what's been happening for the last 1,000 years or so on Earth. It's exactly what's been happening, right? And so you're dreaming this. Um, and of course, you rebels had secret meetings. And I think what's happening in this dream is that it's showing you what your role is in life or who you are and this starseed warrior that's here. Just sometimes it's even enough just to hold an energy to help to actually change things up. So that's what I'm getting when I actually read this. I was going, oh my gosh, okay. And an ancient hole under a set of stadium chairs. Wow. And I guess this. Let's have a look up in the book and see. But then I'm going to really tune in intuitively to this as well. Let's have a look. Hole. Doo-doo. Dark hole is unknown part of self you are now facing. A hole in something means repair is needed, or thought processes are lacking as a hole in your argument. Doesn't feel like that. Pitfall of your own making if standing in a hole. So maybe there's been aspects of you that through this process of how our system has turned out, simply for the experience, of course, for us all, how kind of them, um, there's been aspects of you that you've dropped off or that you don't need anymore or that you've let go of. And especially because you were sitting on the toilet, when you're releasing on the toilet, you're definitely letting go of something. So you're letting go of old stuff. And so I really feel that there's been maybe many lifetimes we've experienced here. And there's stuff, of course, that we've had to release from lineage, from DNA, from emotional baggage. So this is really interesting. And so the fact that there was security there as well, a huge ball appeared and it was the Overlord's weapon to find rebels. Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm just going to tune in. I'm actually going to do some kinesiology for you with this, Angel Laurie, because to me, a weapon. Let's have a look up weapon first. Okay, that'll be one of the last ones in here. Weapon, misuse of energy, defense, control, manipulation. Words may be a weapon. Insight and love are the only weapons needed to create the kind of world we want. Isn't that interesting? Because really, in a way, if we look at our micro, if we look at ourselves internally, we've got an overlord, haven't we? Sometimes our ego can be a huge overlord and control everything and dominate everything. And yet, the more we release, the more we actually allow love and this frequency, this vibration of love to come through into us, everything starts to get a bit more balanced out. My gut feeling is that your dream is reflecting what's going on in the world at the moment, or and has been over time as well. And I think I know we're all here to play a part in that. I'm just going to tune in and see: is this a reflection for Angel Laurie of what's going on in the world? Yes. Is this a reflection for Angel Laurie of her internal self and other lifetimes in her past? Yes. The other thing I'm just getting tuned into is the stadium. That's where a lot of people can gather and meet. It's almost like you can there meet so many different aspects of yourself, so much of your lineage, um, as well. But there's definitely a reflection and representation of what's going on at the moment in our world and our system and how things are going to change. So I really love that one. It's a really great dream, but it shows us how our internal can be a reflection of our external as well. So yeah, so I love it. That's fantastic. Yeah. Okay, let's just have a look. Okay. So, and I want to go back as well. Let me just go back here because there was something I had written in. Or did I not put it in? No, that was Naomi's. Yeah, Angel Laurie, thank you for doing that because I was putting them all in and I must have just missed it. So that's awesome. But yeah, so I feel you're reflecting what's actually going on out there in reality within your dream and within yourself. So you're very aware, which is great. But if you want to know more again, I would drop in and meditate and ask for some more insight for yourself from the dream. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're all rebels. Let's face it. We've all been what do they say? We've all been fact checked at some point in our lives, haven't we, over the last couple of years? So those overlords are no fun. So let me see where we're up to. So Maree's just bought some liquid. I haven't started yet. Okay. Yeah. So and Maple Tree said future reality dreaming. Oh, hi Maple Tree. I only just saw you come through. Um, could be your future aspects. Okay, I'm not sure who that one was related to. Mm-mm. Okay. Yes, that ancient hole seems like a portal. That's what I wanted to do. Angel Laurie, I did get it organised. Oh my gosh. I actually took a photo of it because it was too much for me to put up. That was from the other dream. So I'm going to pop back because Angel Laurie actually just going to actually sent me information. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the dream that Angel Laurie had, and it was about a house that she'd lived in before. And then there was all of this. Oh my God, it was pretty full on dream, wasn't it, Angel Laurie? So I've written a lot of it down. Yes, that's right. So I'm going to read out what she actually said because I've got it here. And so I'm going to read it out. It was too much to put on there. So we did a dream decode, and it was about Venus, and it was about the men coming through, and it was about then you were allowing some females in as well, but you kept dreaming about the house you used to live in. So there's an update from the last dream. I have an update with insight into my dreams that I brought that I'd love to share. So recently, she's been having more alarming dreams about my old home where I grew up. I felt, where are we? I felt the nudge to order an Akashic home Reiki clearing session. That's fantastic because I love doing those as well. And I hadn't gone in and checked under your house because of all the other dreams we had as well. But energetically, yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea. When something, guys, is niggling at you, like there's something wrong. I feel funny. I get goosebumps. I don't like it when I walk into a particular room. It's a really good idea to tune in and check in and see what's going on underneath with the vortexes or with the portals or whatever. Because I've walked into houses and I think to myself, how do they even sleep in here? It's so full on. So, yeah, so this is really good and a good way to learn as well. So, in the Akashic session, the practitioners discovered a dark portal deep beneath the land, possibly related to the military base nearby. I checked in on this with kinesiology. It wasn't the military base, it was to some other negative energy that had been bestowed upon the land at some point in history, and it was the portal itself. So, and I'll explain that to you. Actually, I'll explain it to you now. What I was seeing, now there's this portal that's like pumping. It's going boop, boop. So stuff, it's all coming up. But it wasn't doing that before. There was actually a double portal, or like an energy vortex over it. So that was trying to clear, but then this upward portal would actually bring it all back up, and there was this chaos. There was a chaos of old energy, beings that were caught in it. Yeah, so that was what I saw beforehand. Whereas with the clearing, now there's just this pumping upward one, which is really interesting. After clearing the dark portal, they could sense a positive portal, which had an energetic connection to Venus. So that makes so much sense, for the dream that you were having. Possible linking nature from there to here somehow. The Native Americans that once lived there guarded the sacred site, but were forced off the lands around the late 1700s when the Spanish came in. And this is interesting because they could read and sense and know what was going on energetically on the land. The same thing here in Australia with our beautiful Indigenous Aboriginals. They were the keepers of the land. They used to go, well, they still do. They go walkabout. They call it walkabout. What I've heard they're actually doing is following the energetic song lines of the earth, where they can template and be re-templated energetically themselves. So they really knew what they were doing. These beautiful people. So both dreams were related with the dark portal and Venus portal. And she never mentioned her dreams to them beforehand. So that was really cool that they picked up on that. And the other dream, the underground bunker with the hybrid, I remember that one as well. It is, as you and Zan said, about the family lineage. After talking with my family about certain dreams, we realized there has been a reptilian-like consciousness that seems has been pestering our family, trying to place false memories and feelings within dreams to cause a rift. Perhaps me in the underground bunker was me trying to transmute that. So very fascinating. Thank you so much for hosting these episodes. No, that's brilliant. And it's really interesting because Angel Laurie as well, I sorry, you'll always get drawn to live in homes or houses where the land needs you. So whoever it is, if you have to just live in this place, or you get a place for free or whatever, you're meant to be there. This happened to a friend of mine. She was living in this place and they actually got it for free. It was beautiful. It was a duplex, and and it's like the universe knew she would ring me if something was going on. So she rang me and she went, "Maree, my dishwasher is yelling help." And it was flashing, "Help, help, help," which should not happen, really. And I said, "Okay." So I tuned in. I said, "Let me tune in. I don't need to be there to tune in." So I tuned in, and she said, and she said, "I woke up from a dream, and there was an Aboriginal man shaking my bed." And she said, and he was also near her son and everything, but he was really angry. And I went, "Okay, no problem." So I tuned into it. It was one of the biggest vortexes I have ever seen. It felt like it went to China. It was just huge, and and it was a portal because I could see things coming and going, and I went, "This is massive," and it virtually took up the whole underneath the house. And so I said to her, "Right, I've got to come over and do some clearing." So, and I was a little bit scared because I'd only just started doing this. This was years ago. And so I actually got Zan. I said, "Can you just jump on the phone with me and tune in with me?" And so she did. And that made me feel a lot better. I went, "Okay, yeah, I think I know what to do with it." Because I taught myself a lot of this stuff. So I went over there and I did a circle of fire, which is beautiful, clearing. And then been told what crystals to take. So I took pyrite, I took tourmaline, and I did up a beautiful Star of David within the house, and I saged, and she did it with me. And I said to her, I said, "Now you've got to keep saging because there's a vortex here. You don't close them off. It still has to do its job." Um, and about 6 months later, I mean, we talked a lot anyway, but she rang me about 6 months later and she went, "Oh, Maree, the dishwasher's doing the help thing again." I said, "Have you been saging?" She went, "No." And start saging. And as soon as she saged and had the intention of clearing, it was all good again. But there was a lot more going on with that story because often what will happen where our Indigenous beautiful people have been holding the land and keeping sacred sites like that, like, what Angel Laurie was talking about, clear, it's our job now. We have to do it. So I went into another place, and again, same friend, she'd had the Aboriginals shaking her bed, and it was a whole different house, and they wanted us to take over. So I set up etheric crystals for that one. I cleared it, set up etheric crystals, and I said, if you need any more help, if you need anything done, just let me know. I haven't heard from it since, and it feels fine. So we're now custodians as well of our beautiful earth. So I love that you shared that, Angel Laurie. Thank you. Yeah, pretty cool. Hey, all right, where are we up to? Do. So yes, Angel Laurie has said yes, that ancient hole seemed like a portal to another realm. Absolutely, absolutely did when I felt into it, and it had been cleared. So that was really beautiful. Well, you don't live there anymore, obviously. So I actually went in. When I went in, I went in through my higher self, and I asked for permission from whoever owned the home if I could tune into the land under there. So, and I got a yes. So that was good. So, yeah. So, yeah, so Angel Laurie agrees that my higher self told me I was needed in my childhood home to balance the light and dark energies. There was a nexus portal under that land. I was a teenager. Then I only knew it was spooky. Yeah, when we're younger, because we're not taught any of this stuff, right? It's like a taboo subject. Like you're considered crazy if you talk about this sort of stuff. Whereas you could obviously sense it and you knew that was your role. And I really know that. I know I've been told sometimes, I might have bought a unit near a beach or something, and they'll go, "Yep, this is where you need to be living." And I might be there for 3 years, and I'll go, "I don't feel like I'm doing anything." But no, you're actually holding space as the grid line and energy lines are actually shifting and changing. Just sit there, have your glass of wine, read your book, go to the beach. It's perfect. Sometimes just being us is enough. So it's really good that you actually got that knowing when you were a teenager. So be really receptive and open to where it is you get led to live, or when you go and visit places, tune in, check in to see what's going on with the portal. I'm sure you've got that ability, Angel Laurie, if you actually already had that knowing when you're a teenager. Yeah, and so that's and she says that's probably why we star seeds travel so much. We are healing the lands. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. So, yeah, and I love traveling. To me, when I was a child, I wanted to do nursing because I knew I could travel with it. I was like 4 or 5 when I made that decision. So I agree. I think we come in with that knowing. So, so if anyone else has got any more dreams, pop them up. But it's nearly time to finish anyway. But oh, thanks guys for sharing. I love that you share. I love that you're here. Let people know about it because it really helps people to start understanding how important it is for us to be connected, to tap into our inner wisdom, which will often come through with dreams. So I'm just thinking I might actually what I'm going to do for you guys before we go. I'm going to pull one of my beautiful animal magic cards. So if you're watching it now or if you're watching it later, it doesn't matter. You will still get the energy and the healing hit or the aha moment from these cards. I love these cards. They're so beautiful. And they've got the elemental beings in them as well. So we'll see if one flies out. Otherwise, we're going to just pick one. And our intention is just to give people insight or healing, whatever they need at this moment in time that they're watching this. Oh, that's it, this video. Wow. Okay, I love this card. So this is our beautiful crab card. And look at that. So you can see the crab in the foreground and then the background. It can often show up as like it's water. It's definitely water. It's green. It's very green today. So to me, these cards change each time I pull one for someone. It's very green, so it's very healing. It's also got the time there. So the crab to me is about really being able to access our heart, to access deeper emotions. So if you've been getting any sort of tenderness around your heart or in your back here, even your shoulders, heart palpitations, of course, if you're worried, you go and get it checked out. But oftentimes it's with this new frequency coming in, it's releasing baggage from our heart that we don't need anymore and helping us to go into a deeper chamber of the heart. This just, oh, the light coming in now. I don't know if you can see it, but see how that was all green before? Now look at this white light that's coming, pouring into that water. I mean, that's just changed for me when I looked at it. I don't know if when you look at it, it's changed, but for me, through my third eye, that's definitely changed. And I'm going to tune into the crab and ask the crab for a message for everyone. He's saying, don't feed your emotions. Simply experience them, let them come up, let them be expressed, but you don't have to feed them. So we don't feed them from our mind. We don't give them that, oh, yeah, that was hard. That was a terrible time. We just allow, accept, acknowledge the feeling. That's beautiful. Oh, that's really crazy. And um, and the other saying that I love, which is sort of really relevant to this, is try and turn the perspective around into this situation has happened for me, not to me. It's really powerful and it can really help us to heal and shift if there's stuck emotions or anger or fear or whatever stuck within us. So there's our beautiful crab card. I'll have a quick look to see if there's anything that else that jumps out. No, so basically, it is about you maybe delving into your emotions to heal, understand, or identify your feelings, supporting you to make the right choices and decisions in the moment. These are choices that enable the fulfillment of your heart's desires rather than the desires of your ego or the mental pain. And you can be healing deep wounds within your emotional body or painful memories within your psyche. And it's funny because I was just doing some work on that last night for myself. There was something I went through and a friend and we checked, and it was something that was stuck in my psyche from when I was a child, and that it had to be released. So, and it was what was causing my allergies. As soon as the first wind would come through, I was going, "Oh, I've got that allergy back again." It was actually a trauma from my childhood. So this is why crabs come through. So really trust what you get. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for sending in things. Keep sending me if you can't be on. Send me an email to iam@magicmaree.com. And Angel Laurie, I promise I will copy paste and put them across this time. I've had so much going on, but yeah. And Jasper sends big hugs, and have an amazing week. All right, and I'll see you on Elisa's show tomorrow if you guys join us there. All right, love you. Bye.